Hello, everyone. This is Vicky Hacking, and I'm coming at you tonight from Ogden, Utah. I am one of your three general market ambassadors. Usually I get to say I'm the only English speaking ambassador, but I can't do that anymore because I got two friends that have joined me that are now ambassadors. Next week, we'll be having our interview with Jamie. She is our new ambassador. But tonight, it's kind of exciting because Michelle Ainsworth is going to be, she's our iconic recipient at the 2025 Jafra General Convention in Las Vegas.
Mm.
And it was a complete surprise to Michelle, but it made all of us so happy because I'm going to say that for years she has deserved a special award like this. And so I'm so happy. And Michelle, if I could have chosen a time, I would have to say to be the first, the iconic recipient, that would be very, very special to be, in line as one of the first to receive this special award. So I guess it was worth the wait, even though you've been deserving for many years. I think this was kind of worth the wait. So if you could all see here, we have got Michelle. She's got a great backdrop, didn't she? She said, I think she said her husband made that for her. So
My
Michelle, I
son.
would like you
When it comes
to,
to Jafra,
yes,
it's on the Jafra site. Anyone can put that on their site.
okay, I will do that. Anyone can put that on there.
Or put a Hawaii trip or something.
Yeah, this
Hawaii.
you do this, yeah. So I don't know exactly where you get it, but you can put it so that if you do Zoom meetings or anything, this could be your backdrop. Okay, Michelle and I have been friends for a very long time. I'm proud to say she's in my downline. So it's kind of fun because both iconic recipients were in my downline. So Luz Romero, who lives out of Houston, Texas, she was the Spanish recipient, and Michelle Ainsworth, who lives in Salt Lake City, was the iconic recipient, and she also is in my downline. So I'm a proud grandma. Let's just say that. I'm a proud grandma. So, Michelle, we would like to get to know you. So, my first question would be to just ask you to tell us a little bit about your life, how you got started in Jafra, and then if you stumble a bit, I'll ask another question. But just kind of how can we get to know you? Who are you? Michelle Ainsworth, who are you?
I thank you, Vicky, for having me on. I really was surprised. I couldn't believe it. I turned to Daryl Lee when they said they're having an iconic award or icon award. And I said, what even is it? Because I know they remember changing it from the Jan and Frank Day Award to this. So
And it's
it's the
called the
same. And
Icon Award. It's the icon, not the iconic. It's the icon.
icon.
Okay.
Hmm. But anyways, it's the same thing. But when I turned to her and I said, what even is it? And she goes, I don't know. And I was watching the prompter because we were in front of it. And all of a sudden I see my name and then they announce my name. So I was surprised two different times, two different ways. I mean, I didn't even get time to fix my hair or do whatever. I was really surprised.
There
But
you were on
anyways,
the stage.
it was super fun. Well, when I first walked up, what's her name? Sorry. The is she the
Linda, was it Linda?
no, Linda didn't do it. She's here from Salt Lake. Why can't I think
Oh
of her
yeah,
name? Why
Maria, Maria.
Maria. Yes. Okay. Maria was talking to me and she says, do you have anyone that might want to talk for you or whatever? And I'm like, yeah, Daryl Lee will. But I had no idea. She goes, no, we can't use Daryl Lee. We're going to bring somebody else to come on in. And so she ended up bringing, which was so surprising to me. My husband walked out,
Oh,
and then my kids, my grandkids, my three kids, and my grandkids, my four grandkids. I had five, but one wasn't here, but wasn't there. But it was super exciting. I said a few things, but I just said you could probably see a video, it's probably on there somewhere, but I said my whole life is behind me. I mean, I'll tell you a little bit of how I got started in Jafra. But years ago, my mom, when I was, I don't even know how old I was, but it was back in the 70s. So it was quite a while ago. But my mom sold Jafra. She was brought into Jafra by a lady named Dee McCrae, which then she decided to tell me, you're going to go and help me with Jafra. You're going to go and help me do the lipsticks, put the mirrors together, wipe them off. And so I would go to her classes with her. And my dad would actually get really mad. They back then people didn't understand, our husbands or whatever didn't understand them going out and doing what they did and come back, but they made a lot of money selling their little $3.25 cleansing creams. But
That's right.
anyways, I with her a lot to those and learned a lot of things. And then when I got married in 1981, I decided, since she was a Jafra consultant, that I would just sell Tupperware or something. I just didn't even think about doing Jafra because I just, would be double doing it or whatever. So, but that was short lived because I was not selling Tupperware to people enough money. And my mom goes, just sell Jafra. So she took me to Dee's house, and Dee actually put me in another branch, which was, her name was Margot Chapman. I was in Margot Chapman's branch for not too long, and she ended up losing her branch or whatnot, what happened. And then I went from there to another branch, which at that time you could pick like where you wanted to go, kind of. There was two different ladies, and I ended up in Kathy Conover's because she lived in Sandy, and so it was shorter for me to go with my. I only had I had two kids by then, but I would take my daughter with me in her little car seat. But she no, I'm telling a lie. It was my son that was small. So anyways, I went to her house and did a lot of meetings. And then I decided, I came in 84. In 87, I decided to become a manager. And I've been a manager now. I've been a district manager too, quite a long time ago, years and years ago. And then I'm still just a district manager 1 right now. I have one other branch, which I love DeLand. And so we're working on getting some new ones, but it all started with that. My mom brought me in, and she, to this day, she's 86 years old. She does not go a day without putting on her makeup. I just went there 8:30 this morning. She had a meeting with a nurse that comes in, and I had to go help her do, she just puts it all on, and she doesn't look 86. So it's fun to go back and just tell everybody that whole story of coming in. But I ended up promoting in 87, Daryl Lee, DeLand, Glenneth, we all promoted in the same year and went to Florida. And at that time, I had never had a, I think one time only I have had a strike or whatever. I never have had any issues with my lineage and my branch. So it's been fun. I guess I've done a lot of things. Just the traveling is what excites me. Daryl Lee, DeLand, and then we had Dion Aneria. She's still in Jafra, but she doesn't travel as much with us. But us four would go to almost every single JTI, almost every single.
I don't think you have missed a trip. I don't think you have missed any kind of a function, a leadership meeting. You go to everything. You're just
At
there.
the very beginning, I had my two kids, and that I did not go to all of them. When I started earning the trips, I then consistently did, but I have missed a couple along the way. But I try not to. I try to just work hard and earn them. But it's
So, Michelle,
sometimes
why would you encourage people on this call to go to Jafra things? Why would you encourage them to do that?
a lot of the ladies on here know about it, know about Jafra and how they treat you and how you just, it's not only, and this is what I was going to say about the award. When I did the meeting the other day with Luce, or went on her call the other day, she had the rules of being an iconic person. And you go through, and it has nothing to do with sales. It has nothing to do with what
Voting
level you're at.
purposes or okay.
Yeah, you can compare me to Luce, but Luce has a multi-million-dollar whatever, tons of a lineage and money. Mine is not quite as big as that. So I just say, as we go along, we meet people. And all the ladies that were there, my kids, I've told them my whole life or our whole time, they know what I do for Jafra, and they know this, and every one of them know how my business goes. And they understood after they were there how many people, I mean, and that's not everybody, but how many people I know, and how, the ladies, and how what we all mean to each other. And you learn all those things, and you help everyone, whether they're in your lineage or not, or whether they call you and they want to know a tip. You just do different things. And I'm not on every meeting. I can't do it all. I take care of my mom. I'm a caregiver for her, and so she lives at home, but I travel back and forth about 11 miles, back and forth mostly every day, and to her doctor's appointment. So the other thing it does is it gives you, from start to when I was started out in my Jafra stuff, I raised my kids. I quit working at a bank. I raised my 3 kids. I then took care of my sister's 2 boys, pretty much 5 or 6 years that then. And then I raised my 4 grandkids. I had maybe 4 one day, or 2 one day, but most of the time I had at least 2. So it gives you you save money as one thing. I mean, you're doing your job, and that's like, it's even way better now because you can do everything on the internet. You can post all these things, and all these ladies that are on here, a lot of them are really good at all that. I don't do as much posting. I don't do as much. I do a lot of calling. I personalize my calls. I text people. I tell them, or I email them still the same old way. Or if I see somebody hasn't ordered for a while, I'll call them. And it's changed a little bit right now. Jafra changed, back in September. So it's a little easier, but I think that our consultants are a little more hesitant also. They're having a little problem with, getting going again on this $200 order thing, or they're scared that they're not going to get it's actually better for them, because a lot of times most of them haven't gotten 50%, so it's not 30, it's 40. So it's been really, really good for me, just through my life, my whole, I guess you can call it a career, my career of going through, and just meeting so many people in the whole Jafra thing. My upline. So as I went through, I got passed down. People got lost everything, but I ended up in Myrna's, which is how Myrna Chapel has got to be one of the best people I had ever. I did a presentation, and I had a couple of cute pictures with her, and I met Jan Day twice, and so I had some pictures of that. And that's another thing that was, gets you all excited and keep on going. She was just a great lady also. But Myrna, she never turned down helping people. She never turned down, it just was positive. There was never a negative time ever in there. So I just think that she was a really, really good role model for a lot of us in Utah, along with
The
Vicki.
mother of Utah. She was the mother,
Yeah.
the first one that got it going.
Yeah. So
And
she was one of the really, really great. Until she passed, she would come to we would have meetings, and she would be there. Her son would drop her off and different things. But just another really, really good manager. She was a district director at one point. But
yep,
other than that,
pretty amazing. Okay, so Michelle, let me have Bronwyn, do you have a question for Michelle? Or maybe are you there?
I am here, and my question to
hi,
Michelle
Bronwyn.
is, today in your business, are you currently teaching classes, having parties? What is your flow of how you're bringing groups together?
So it's kind of, I moved from Sandy, which is a little bit to the south of Salt Lake. I was in Sandy for 38 years, and we moved about 11 miles to the west. And I live in Bluffdale now, kind of a little bit more of a farming town, but we have a bigger house and and I made my husband, I always said I wanted a really nice beauty bar. And after I went to Jackie Al's house, or Jackie Al's stuff, and I've watched her, my husband made me a really cute beauty bar downstairs. So I have an office. I still share with him an office with our desks and everything. Then I have a whole nother part that I have a big table, a round table, cute, 2 displays. I can bring people in a back door or backside of my house and through my own door. But I do that. I don't do a ton of, I do more personals, or I have people come in. I don't do a ton of classes. But if they want to bring people with them, I do that also. The way I meet people, anyone who asks a question about Jafra, I usually always have on my t-shirt or pins or different things, like just from, what we've always done. Oh, I've never heard of that. Or I did this. I did a lot of home shows over the years, or a lot of boutiques that I've done too. So I still do the boutiques a little bit, but it's gotten harder to, as I get older, or like we all do, and it's harder to haul all the stuff around. So we basically do a smaller, those little tabletops, and everyone, Tucky knows she does a lot of that stuff too, and it's just easier to do that and show the products, but then invite them to where I have my office and all that. So it's turned out really well.
If you're taking off for the day, because I know you're busy running errands all day long, you help Dennis and you do your family, you take care of mother, so you're going a lot of places during the day, and you drive a very nice car. So I want to ask you, what do you say to people when you want to get the Jafra conversation started? What is your favorite way of approaching somebody and get the Jafra name out there? I mean, what do you do?
Well, before I would always just have my brochures, some stuff to hand out, a little baggie. I have sold the little bee bags forever, and I can't get them. They don't make them. I'm working hard to do that, but I would give samples and different things away like that, and the brochure, and I still do that. But as I go out and visit,
you have your car all fixed up. I mean,
no, I don't have. I only have a little Jafra thing in the back of my car. It just says Jafra, but people have asked me about it. I also have, I use my window screen, or your front that covers your window, and it says Jafra, so I have that.
And you used to have decals all over your car. That was the old car, but your old car used to have Jafra everywhere on it, right?
Yeah. I don't have that. Yeah, now,
but it did.
I just give out my stuff. Yeah. And I have a link. Diana Driggs has really helped me. She lives here in Provo, but she has connected and does my website. Not my website. Sorry. Not my website, but my little thing that you can scan, your little code that you can scan, and they go directly to
your QR code.
She does my brochures and personalizes them and adds to them and calls me. And if anybody really,
is that on your car, that QR code?
No, I don't have anything on my car.
Okay.
But I have had this.
You did.
Yeah, I did years ago. And I don't know that, I'll be positive with you. I mean, I will be honest with you. I don't know that I got as many things with the number and all that on that I really got calls about that. I myself just see people or talk to them, or if someone says, oh, I haven't heard of Jafra, then I can go in and tell them, I have this and this and this, tell them what my, my favorite products are, what I've used for years, just the things that we all love. You just stay with the same program. So I do not have a major like computer system. I use a file folder still. I have a manila file folder, and some of my clients that have been in my branch for years, or in my clientele or whatever for years, I then have sponsored them, because I almost feel guilty. I'm like, you've bought so much stuff, I'm going to just sign you up. And now it's even easier, because for the $200, you can get a new consultant, then they can order themselves. It goes to their house. You don't have to deliver, just like if they order on our website, same thing. But that's been way easier for me too. So I have, and I have a lot of older clientele, which is a little bit different, but I am working on, I was telling everybody at the meeting that I finally have, my daughter is using 3 of my perfumes, which over the years, you have to try, all of us have granddaughters or daughters, and they want to go to Ultra. They want to do this. They want to buy this. It's all about the lipstick in their purse or whatever. And I'm like, you know what, you'll come back and be able to try it. But whenever someone, or if someone's buying something, I always try to help them in an aisle too, or something. I'll say, oh, what, that color looks good, or this. And then I talk to them that way too, Vicki. So,
okay.
I'm not super pushy. I never have been.
Okay. Tucky, do you have a question for Michelle?
I do. So Michelle, in sharing all the good things that you've done and all your experiences and all the ways that you do things, what do you do on the flip side when you're having a bad day or you're frustrated or things are changing or you're just wanting to throw in the towel? How do you turn it back around and find the positive and get yourself to keep going?
So that happens a lot. It doesn't matter if it's a client, a consultant, any, or just your order didn't come, everything was crushed or whatever you feel like. But you have to just think, we get to do this for free. We don't get, it costs us nothing. And we just go back and start talking to, I talk to the positive. I like to talk to positive people. So I'll call someone in Jafra that's positive and ask for this and what would you do and blah, blah, blah. So you just go back to, and that doesn't happen, like you're saying, it could just be a bad day for somebody, but it's always someone positive. Or listen to, nowadays we can get on here and listen to all these videos, or let's come on, the Hive, or do some fun things. And you learn from people. It doesn't matter what meeting, I've always learned something, every single time. So I think just going and talking to somebody, explaining what's going on, or call Jafra and just get it worked out, or whatever the difference is, and that. So not nothing out of the ordinary, just kind of, but I'm a pretty positive person. I don't get down very much because I can talk myself into it, which a lot of times it depends on what happens, but I can really get myself out of the rut. But
Michelle, what are your favorite things about this new program? What do you like about these new changes that we're going through? What are your favorites?
well, there's a few things that I don't like. I mean, that it's not that I don't like them. They're just a little bit different. But when we first started, it was really hard. And you guys all know about moving our people from the web to, changing them over to the new web things. And it was hard I still have people that are not even on there yet, or they're gone probably because of they took our people. So I have a list of formers that I've had for years. Every year I would print them. So I have my formers. I do go back and call them. The one other positive thing is there's some that don't want to give you your social, or they're like, I don't want to be bugged, or I don't want to be this. So you now can get them to sign up basically by giving them their name, their address, everything will go to them. I have had more people actually quickly do their sign up without giving them, the social or birthday type thing. It's just less because of the worrisome that some people have of putting the stuff into the computer. I do tell them that you're not going to get your commission, or you won't get it on your website or whatever if you don't do it. But Jafra prompts you on that. So it prompts them to give it to them, and it explains it. So I do like the $200. I train all of my consultants to order before the 15th. It's $15. I mean, I would always buy, I sell a lot of products, but I would buy more, $1,000 a month. And I never did pay shipping. Probably for years, I never paid shipping. So that's not a problem for me, but for other people, $15 is a lot. And if you do it before the 15th, get your $200 order in, then you're also qualified, because you only have to do 3 months of consistency. And it's just like doing 400, and breaking it up into 2 months and then 1 more month. So I think that the 200 is more doable for some people, and it can be more consistent for people. I do like that. Now I still have, I have about 4 VIPs. I still have a couple that have maybe not done their whole 400 and gone to 2 and then back to 4. And so they've lost the VIP thing in the middle, but that part I like also. I just think it's easier to sponsor for me. I actually had a lady that was in a consultant of mine's branch. She decided to quit doing it. She was older, and she decided to quit doing it. Her granddaughter was an esthetician. She was older. She was helping her, so she just went her own way. But she gave this lady my name. Well, the lady called me, and I just said to her, what are you going to order? And I wrote down her order. And so this is a lot of how I sponsor. If I don't know them right off the bat, I explain the whole, our whole program right away, because for $200, they can get their 45% right off the bat. And then it's there for, what is it, 3 months? I know it's 2 months. It could be 3 months that they can still get their 45%. And so it's kind of a no-brainer for them to start off, especially if their order's that high. So this lady had like a $280 order retail. And I just explained to her, I said, I'm not pressuring you, and I don't know what this other gal did or give you a discount or blah, blah, blah. I said that, but here's the deal. So I told her, and she signed right up. And so she's clear down in Springville from me, a Spanish Fork. So it's harder to deliver things. And with them being able to do that, it's easier. Now, if you're not a manager, and you should try, or leader now, to bring in the 4 or 5 people that you have to bring in to become a manager, it's easier because you do the 200 and you can bring them in and be more consistent and get them to go, to do it. But I still struggle, even with me, with the amount of people that I have in mind to get those. It just depends on what's going on in the world, what things that happen. I've never not had like I said, I never not had any strikes or anything like that, but it's still not like I've got 25 people ordering every month, and it's never happens like that. So I think you just have to be honest with your consultants, honest with your clients. Just keep, tell them the specials. I send my books out. I send them to them. I text them to them, or different things like that, and keep in connection with that. But I don't know. I like the system, the new part. I don't know. What do you think, Vicki? What's your favorite?
I'm very, very happy with the 40 because I feel like
Yeah.
50% for the VIPs is just where it should be. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're a VIP and you're doing your order every month, you deserve to be at 50%.
Yep.
And so I'm
I
very,
agree.
very pleased. That is probably one of the strongest number one things about our company is no other companies pay that high percentage. And I don't know why we were just giving it away. Somebody could order once a year and get 50%. It just seems like it's more fair now, and that everybody gets it's like for everybody. It's like the program works for everybody. That's what my feeling is that the
Well,
program.
and I think, like you're saying, is you strive. They're going to strive to get to the VIP and be able to get a little bit higher. And the 40 is still really good. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been through 41 years, like, because I've been doing it for 41 years. But we've gone through 30%, 50, down, up, 40, this and that. So I just think that the 40 was great for my consultants.
Um,
They
I,
they're
And the free shipping, honestly, Michelle, that right there. By the way, tomorrow is the last day for your free shipping. So all of you need to be on the phone tonight, making sure everybody knows that. But I love that. It makes everybody order early. It's just a beautiful way of rewarding everyone for ordering before the 15th. I mean, Jafra, well, why they didn't do that before, I don't know, because that's always been a real problem for Jafra, is getting all those quarter orders coming in on the last day. They don't have that. So as I see it, I see all of the new leadership of Jafra, Linda, Maria, they're really and truly making things work. And I just kind of sit back and say, wow. So they know what they're doing. We have some very, very good people that are at the helm. And I think we have a bright future. Hawaii, that has always been our number one trip. Jafra women love to go to Hawaii and be together. And you are a trip leader. I mean, you have always been there. You will be there. And you're always the leader of the band on the Jafra trips. There's no doubt about it. And you're always somebody that gets the group to go. I love that. You get the group to go to convention, you get a group to go to Hawaii, and you always say, hey, you guys, let's win this trip and let's go. And that's one thing you do, Michelle. You are the leader of the pack. So I'm going to
Well,
just,
I just think you have to be, like I said, honest with your people. Be your peers are your good friends. You have to just be, I don't know. Don't take their client. I mean, even when we did booths at the fair, we would ask who is your consultant, and we still do that today because you're getting people calling you, and that has changed. People are calling you now. Who was your consultant? If they're around here in this area, then I don't like, if they're clear back east or something, it's a little bit different story. But if they're in our area, I call their manager or I call their consultant and tell them, what, this person called me, and so I refer them back to them. So I think that's another thing. It's all about loyalty to them. So
yep. And Tucky just said this will be her first trip to Hawaii. Yay, Tucky. We are going to Hawaii, and Michelle is going to be the leader of the pack. So
yeah,
thank you, Michelle, for this time together and all of
you're
these
welcome.
insights into the business. Because I have to say, over the years, you have always been up there at the forefront, always been a winner. And if I could give you a nickname, I would be Michelle the Winner, because that's one of the things you do well is you always win the trips, win the prizes, win whatever Jafra's giving. You're always in there and you're a winner. So thank you for being our guest tonight, Michelle Ainsworth,
Thank you.
our icon winner for 2025. So thank you so much. And I'm going to end the
Thank
call.
you.
And this will be part one of the call. We'll be doing two parts tonight. Michelle is our guest for the first part of the call, and our second guest will be Bronwyn, and she will be following up on part two with more deals from the brochure. Don't forget, today is Monday, the 14th. And tomorrow is the 15th, and that means the last day to get your free shipping with your qualifying order of $199, if I'm right. Okay, so
200. No, you have to have 200. Don't
200.
do 199.
Okay,
Has to
don't
be
do 199, do 200. I'm still learning, guys. Still learning. Okay, so here we go.
Okay.